we're preparing for Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, he's the best. He in this era. Like, so we know what he's gonna bring to the table, and for the back end, we know he's gonna extend plays. He's gonna try to make something happen. So we gotta be sticky and have great eyes. We call it plaster when the quarterback get out the pocket.
You're tuned in to the Ross Tucker Football Podcast, guiding your gridiron journey, none other than your host, former NFL lineman, Ross Tucker.
Oh, yeah, it is. But it's not just any Ross Tucker Football Podcast. It is a Wisdom Wednesday, presented, of course, by DraftKings. I am Ross Tucker, former NFL offensive lineman, 5 teams, 7 years. Most of you know that. Most of you have been listening for a long time. Love, though, when we get new listeners or newer people watching on YouTube, youtube.com/Ross Tucker NFL. The YouTubers, or the people watching on DK Network, can see the helmets and game balls behind me. So if you're interested in the teams that I played for, the people that are audio only, welcome to the party. Love having you. I like actually hearing how you found out about us. So if you ever get a chance, hit me up on social media at Ross Tucker NFL or us at Ross Tucker Pod, or you can always email me no matter what, ross@rosstucker.com, and let us know exactly how you heard about us. That's amazing. Can't tell you how much we appreciate those of you that spread the word, whether it's word of mouth or via social media. I gave you the social handles, a reply, quote, post, all those things help the algorithms for the different social platforms, which is probably as good of a way as any to spread the word. Oh, and when you rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts, that helps more people see us there as well. Means a lot. Love those of you that take advantage of our sponsors. Remember, I give a signed autograph, 2 of them, every week to someone that chooses to spread the word via social media or someone that takes advantage of any of our sponsors. Just email the email confirmation you always get when you sign up for anything these days to ross@rosstucker.com. And then the YouTube shout out. If you're watching, just make a YouTube comment. I will record a video for whoever you want, a cameo style shout out video. The wisdom today comes from a 21-year-old. You don't say that very often. Comes from a rookie. This guy's younger than Jack, if you can believe that. His name is Calen Bullock, and he's about to become a household name probably over the next month. They've got 2 standalone games, they being the Houston Texans. Then they'll be in the playoffs, and everybody will get a chance to see what this young man has done this year. Calen, of course, presented by Labatt Blue Light. Drink Labatt Blue Lights with your friends. Live life to the power of we. Always enjoy it responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. It's Big Show time.
The Big Show.
Absolutely love every time when we get a chance to talk to one of the young stars in the NFL. I'm not sure enough people know just how well this young man's been playing this year. Prepping for that Texans-Titans game a few weeks ago, I saw him on tape a bunch of times. He sticks out like a sore thumb. He's a 6'3", free safety, middle of the field. You do not see that very often. I'm talking, of course, about Calen Bullock, the safety for the AFC South Division champion Houston Texans. Let's start with that, Calen. It has to sound pretty good already, huh, to be division champs?
Yes, sir. First year in a division championship felt good just to get that news.
So it's funny. Do they still do? I only ever won a division one time. Do they still do like the hats and the T-shirts?
Yep.
In the locker room after the game?
Yeah, we had to have shirts when we came in the next day. We had to have shirts on our lockers.
That is next day. Okay, that's awesome, man. Well, congratulations for you. It's kind of cool that you already know that you'll be in the playoffs, and you've had an awesome year. I guess let's start though with the division title. What was D'Amico's message to you guys about kind of what these next 3 games are about, what the next goal is now that you crossed the first one off the list?
We just gotta stay locked in. It's December football. Like the older guys in D'Amico was preaching, it's playoff time. It's playoff football, and these next 3 games is gonna put us in the position we want to be in. So we got to finish strong and take game by game because all these games matter now.
So there was a bunch of interesting plays in that last game against the Dolphins, including the pick you had off of Tua. Take me through that play because, Tua doesn't, I feel like he doesn't do that very often. He threw it like right to you. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know if he didn't see you or what the coverage was. I don't know if that's considered a robber or you're just middle of the field. Just kind of walk me through that play.
Yeah, I was a middle run through player. I think Tua probably thought I wasn't gonna be right there. He probably thought I was gonna be deeper in the post, so he didn't see me. He threw the ball right to me. I played it perfect and was just playing out the quarterback eyes and threw the ball right to me. I tried to go score.
How close did you get?
To scoring, I got tackled like in the six.
Oh man, that would have been sweet. You were close, dude.
Yes, sir.
All right, what about you weren't the only guy that had an interception.
No, it was
You know,
not.
you get a chance to see him every day.
Every day.
There's a reason why he was the third pick in the draft. Just
Yes, it
tell
is.
us about Stingley, the picks he had, and what it's like watching him day in and day out.
All Pro Sting. I call him All Pro Sting. I've been calling him that since the camp. I see how he comes in every day, how he goes about his job, and what he brings to the table every single day. I think Stingley is one of the best DBs I've ever seen and I ever play with. Just from ball skills, physical, and he's got every tools that you want in a DB. Like if you was to create a player, it'd be Sting. Fast, but like every single day I get to come in and just watch Sting, and then he bring me to a point where I got to bring it to the table. And right now we competing for who got the most picks.
Did you think, Calen, that you would have this good of a rookie year?
Uh, I don't like think of things like that. I just try to take it day by day and just work and let things fall in place. I knew the work was gonna show and my talent was gonna show when it was supposed to.
Well, it certainly is, man. And speaking of like create a player, I think a lot of people would want to have a safety with your length,
Yeah.
your range, your instincts. I'm trying to think. I don't want to forget anybody, but are there any other 6'3", 6'4" safeties right now? I'm sure there's like I know Justin Simmons is a good 6'2". Trying to think who else the other like tall safeties are. Who am I
uh,
missing?
Kyle Hamilton. He
Oh
like
my
six.
gosh.
Yeah, he like
So
6'4".
a couple weeks before I did your game against the Titans, I did Ravens Browns, and we met with Kyle, and he walked in. Wow,
Yeah,
that is
Kyle
a
Hamilton
big
like
dude.
6'4", six
Yeah,
five.
he is a good 6'4". That
Yeah.
is, but you know what's interesting? I feel like they use him a lot different than they use you. Like he's a
Yeah,
lot
way
in
different.
man coverage.
Yeah,
He's
way
up in the
different.
box a lot. Are there
Yeah.
any other like middle of the field free safety guys with your size?
Nah, not with my size.
Because that's huge for you to be able to cover that much ground and that length and get your hand on so many balls.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the other thing that's notable from the game was was the injury to the
Yeah.
receiver for the Dolphins. I went back and watched the play. It's funny, I don't think they showed a
Yeah.
replay. So I had to see like the only way I could see the play was like some fan off of their TV,
Yeah, yeah,
because they didn't
facts.
show that many replays. There's a lot of different aspects to it. First of all, did not look to me like a dirty hit in any way. Was there any part of you that after the hit thought that you did something wrong or thought that it was a penalty or something that you did egregious?
No, I just knew it was one of those type of plays after the play. As you seen, like as soon as I hit him, I stood on my knee because I knew he was injured. Once I looked down, I could tell he was injured, and I knew like it just was one of those plays. Like I said, my intention was never to try to hurt him. Just breaking on the ball, and then we just happened to have a collision. So prayers also to him and his family. I hope he get better.
Yeah, it looked to me he was totally laid out like that, and his
Yeah,
head was the first thing for you. It almost looked to me like maybe you hit him, his head hit your chest, or
yeah,
it wasn't like it was helmet to helmet, and it wasn't like you didn't even get that low. He was just like
yeah.
this
He was
high
lower
off
than
the
me. Yeah,
ground, and his head went right into you.
yes, sir.
That's kind of what it looked at. Have you got an update on him or talked to him at all?
I reached out to him on social media, text him through like DMs, just telling him I wasn't that wasn't my intention, and I was just sending my prayers out to him and his family, and I said I hope he get better and come back stronger from this injury. So I got to reach out to him, and then some of the staff on our team here told me that he was doing better in the hospital.
Well, that is great news. I was doing Cardinals and the Patriots Sunday. So it's funny because not funny, but myself and Trey McBride, the tight end for the Cardinals, we were talking to each other and we looked up and we saw the scene up there and we were trying to figure out what had happened because obviously
Yeah.
it's not a good scene. How did you feel seeing him on the ground, seeing, all that stuff going on and the ambulance and the whole deal? I've had some big hits or whatever, but I don't think I've ever, had a hit that led to that. Did you have mixed emotions? Like what's that like? And what were the guys saying to you about it?
In that moment, it was just like just praying that he got better. I think at that it was mixed emotion. The competition level kind of went out the door for right now till we seen that he got up. Everybody on the field, we just got on one knee and prayed, and that was kind of my emotions too. Like just worried about him. Just hoping he got up and hoping like it was no major injury, like nothing crazy. So that was my emotions, and then guys on the field was just telling me like, it can't be down on myself because like it wasn't my intentions. It's not like I was trying to go kill him or anything. It was one of those plays. That just happened.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, you're a young guy, you're 21. I feel like if I was one of the veteran guys, I'd be like, Calen, you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, that's a
Like
lot.
it's
That's a lot
just
of
one of
guys
those
telling
things
me.
that happen. Get it out of your head. Don't think you did anything wrong. Like it's football. It happens. I've been there. It's a weird thing. I don't know what it was like for you. Was that what down was it? Was that third down or no?
I think so. It was like third down.
Okay. Because one time we had that happen when I was playing, and the next play, we were still out there on offense. It felt like everything was in slow motion, and then the play after that, it was totally back to normal, like nothing had
Yeah.
ever happened. It's hard to explain. It's weird.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, a couple of things I want to talk to you about. Jalen Petrie.
Yes,
Big
sir.
fan of him and his game. Obviously, I saw the report about the torn pec. How much of a loss is that for you guys, and how tough is that to not have him with what he did for you guys? Especially, I love the way he fills the B gap and the run game, and just the way he plays.
That was a major loss for the team. Especially like for the back end too. Like I think going into camp, I was so excited just to see what Jalen Petrie is going to do this season. Cause I seen him every single day. Like it's a guy like Sting also like somebody who comes to work every single day. They're consistent. They bring it all to the table, and he's like one of the smartest players I've ever played with. And he's a missile. He's a missile. He has a nose for the ball. Jalen Petrie got his nose for the ball. So it's kind of hard to replace that. But like I said, it was a major loss that we lost JP out there. But we out there, we trying to play for him every single day. And when we get to see him in the facility, it just brings us smiles because JP he's a great guy off the field also.
It's funny because in that game, I called the game against the Titans where he got hurt.
Yeah,
In that game, Jimmy moved to nickel, and then he had the pick six.
yeah,
Like he jumped the route and had the pick six. So it worked out for him. All right. Big game Saturday. You're playing the Chiefs.
yes, sir.
Let's start with this. What has coach said to you about what to expect at quarterback and how to prepare for that, not knowing whether or not it'll be Mahomes or Wentz?
Just we're preparing for Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, he's the best. He in this era. Like, so we know what he's gonna bring to the table, and for the back end, we know he's gonna extend plays. He's gonna try to make something happen. So we gotta be sticky and have great eyes. We call it plaster when the quarterback get out the pocket. We know Mahomes. He makes talented throws. So we gotta do our job in the back end and count on our guys in the front end and know that they're gonna do their job.
So that's interesting. So you guys, has there been any mention of Wentz or any preparation for the possibility of it being Carson Wentz?
Uh, Not really, not today. We kind of just preparing for Mahomes. we thinking he gonna play. We know he's a warrior, so whatever he got going on, we hoping he gonna play against us.
Dude, the guy's like Gumby. I feel like this happens every year where he gets this bad injury and then he plays the next game and he still plays well. All right, so you're a young dude. You're 21.
Yes,
I'm sure
sir.
there have been other guys this year, but you've been watching Mahomes ball out now since you were in high school.
Yeah,
Certainly your last 3 years at SC.
yeah,
I'm sure there's
facts.
other guys you've gone against that have been cool this year, but what's it like, man? You're going toe to toe, hopefully, maybe with Mahomes. You're the middle of field safety. He's going to be trying to move you with his
Yeah.
eyes. You've been watching this guy for the last 6 years on TV.
It's gonna feel good. Like these are moments I pray for and couldn't wait for just to go up against a talented quarterback like that, and hopefully I make some plays out there and get his respect also. And know that it's gonna be me and him 1-on-1, and he's gonna be trying to look me off to make certain throws. And like you said, it's Patrick Mahomes. Of course, I've been watching him since I've been in high school, win Super Bowls. So I'm trying to go out there and get me one, get another interception.
What about Kelsey? You've been watching him since you were in
Yeah.
middle school or elementary school.
Yeah, Kelsey, he's one of he's one of the best tight ends in our era. I would say like so he has a lot of respect in this game and everybody knows why. Kelsey, him and Mahomes, they have a connection to where he knows where to put the ball at, and Kelsey, he kind of goes off script, and that's just how the offense is over there.
So I saw you grew up last one or last two, I guess. I saw you grew up in Pasadena. Did you
Yeah.
think about going? Oh, I guess the Rose Bowl's there, but UCLA is not really there.
Yeah, they play in the Rose Bowl, but nah, it never was my thought to go to UCLA. I was USC in and out. I got the Rose Bowl
Do you?
actually tatted on me, so
Oh,
it's a
you
home
do?
play. Yeah, I've been playing the Rose Bowl since like my freshman year of high school. We played a rival game in there, so the Rose Bowl has a big part. It's a big part of my life.
That is awesome. I've never been there, and I've never
Yeah,
been to the Rose Bowl game or even the Rose Bowl period. I'm dying to go sometime.
yeah, great place.
Do you think Lincoln Riley is the right guy for SC and get him turned around?
I know Lincoln Riley. He's a right guy for USC. I know what he brings to the table, especially me being there with him for these past 2 years. I know what type of coach he is, and I know he's gonna push them guys. This year I think it was just sometimes they came up short. Like you see the games they lost. It's
Crazy.
been always like under, I think 5 points, under 7 points. So they're close. It's just always got to finish. And we preached that when I was there. So I know Lincoln, he's gonna come strong this following year coming up, and they're gonna recruit heavy, and he's gonna get it rolling.
Check him out on social media. Is at Calen Bullock on Twitter. Love talking with you. Love watching your game. Really appreciate the time. Looking forward to watching you. Standalone game. It's the only game on Saturday, 1 o'clock Eastern. Hopefully against Mahomes.
Yes,
We'll see if we can
sir.
get another pick, man. Thank you so much for the time.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
I am a huge fan of Masterclass. I know a lot of people that have done a lot of Masterclass videos. So cool. Bet Smart Top Sports Betting Strategies. You can check out the trailer and have early access, which is really awesome. They've got so many guys that I'm friends with and know: Joe Fortenbaugh, Nick Costos. These are people sharing their insider secrets, like how to stop guessing, how to stop losing money on absolutely terrible bets. Same type of things you hear us say on Even Money Podcast, yet these guys, you can take a class with it, which is so cool. What a great idea. Masterclass always has great offerings during the holidays, sometimes up to as much as 50% off. Head over to masterclass.com/Ross for the current offer. That's up to 50% off. Masterclass.com/Ross. Masterclass.com/Ross. Remember, all sports betting involves risk, and you're responsible for complying with all sports betting laws in your jurisdiction. A lot of holiday parties going on. Hopefully, everywhere you go, or certainly if you're hosting the party, they have Smirnoff, the world's #1 vodka and an official vodka partner of the NFL. Obviously, more opportunities this year to watch football and make delicious Smirnoff cocktails than ever before. We already had Thanksgiving and Black Friday. Now there's 2 games on Christmas. Then you got the Saturday games after that. This holiday season, When you're enjoying the game and your cocktails, please make sure to drink responsibly. Take a minute, make a plan, never drive impaired. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly. Smirnoff number 21 vodka, distilled from grain, 40% alcohol by volume. The Smirnoff Company, New York, New York. Please do not share with anyone under legal drinking age.
Tuck's Takes.
All right, Ross, the biggest news to get to, there is a quarterback change in Atlanta. Raheem Morris says they are benching Kirk Cousins to go with rookie top 10 pick Michael Penix Jr.
Wow, wow, wow. Especially interesting to me that they're doing it off of a win. And what I don't really understand, there's a lot I don't understand about this, Jack. Number one is, at some point they decided we've had terrible quarterback play here the last 3 years, which basically were the Arthur Smith years. Certainly the last two, when they toggled back and forth between like Desmond Ridder and Heineke, right? Desmond Ridder, it might not even be a rosterable quarterback. And that was who Arthur Smith had to go with as his starter. It really is. Like, I could talk a lot more about this, Jack, but these guys that get head coaching opportunities, you kind of got to take it when you get it, because you don't know if you'll ever get another opportunity. But if you don't ever get a quarterback, right? Like, Antonio Pierce might get fired after 1 year back for the Raiders with Gardner Minshew half a year, and then an Aiden O'Connell and Desmond Ridder combo. Arthur Smith got fired because he had to go with Desmond Ridder and Heineke. If you don't have a top 25 quarterback in the NFL, you really don't have a chance, and you really need a top 20 guy. So there's a lot of interesting aspects to this, right? Like, number one, the Falcons thought, this is ridiculous. We need a professional quarterback to give us a chance. Kirk Cousins coming off the Achilles. They give him $90 million fully guaranteed, $50 million signing bonus. He's already made $62.5 million this season, which, by the way, good for Kirk Cousins and his agent, man. Good for them. What I don't understand, Jack, about this, and I'm really curious to find out more, and I've seen guys talking about it, I don't understand why Kirk Cousins was playing well earlier in the year than he is now. Coming off of an injury, I can understand being rusty. They were 6-3, and he was putting up some big numbers, and then he kind of took a dive. I don't really understand what happened there. I'm not going to necessarily give the Falcons credit for doubling down at the position until we see how Penix Jr. plays, but it is by far the most important position. They clearly had some concerns about Cousins, and I think perhaps they were looking at it like the Packers model, where they knew they would have Cousins for 2 years and then Penix for after that. Well, those 2 years became not even a full year. Cousins was playing unbelievably bad over the last 5 weeks. Really shocking to see from a guy that had been so consistent. Need to talk to Greg Cosell about him on tomorrow's show, the NFL Films legend. But it was bad, and I'm okay with Raheem Morris making this change to try to do whatever he can to make sure the Falcons have every opportunity possible to punch a ticket for the postseason.
A couple other quarterback notes around the league. Saints quarterback Derek Carr, he is officially done for the season. There's some quarterback changes in Cleveland and Tennessee. Dorian Thompson-Robinson and Mason Rudolph will both start this week.
I believe, Jack, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe I foreshadowed both of those because in neither instance did the head coach commit to who the quarterback was after the game. I would say in my time associated with the NFL, it's like 95%. When the coach says, we have to evaluate, I'm not ready to announce that, 95%, maybe higher, they make the switch, right? Stefanski in Cleveland. This is the right decision. They know what they have in Jameis Winston. Give Dorian Thompson-Robinson 3 full games to show if he could be the number 3, the number 2. I doubt the number 1, but maybe he lights it up these next 3 weeks. You never know. Give him his time. You know now for sure what Jameis is. He is what he's always been. As for Mason Rudolph, probably the same thing. they've decided what they have or don't have in Will Levis and want to finish the season having a pretty good idea for what they have in Rudolph and whether or not he's the backup next year. And then Saints quarterback Derek Carr, that's interesting because he's got a big injury guarantee. So I don't think they want to send him back out there and have him re-injure that hand, which should be fully healed by the time he would need to pass that physical in March.
In Kansas City, the Chiefs, they cut Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and something that our interview mentioned earlier, Patrick Mahomes, he practiced full.
Unbelievable, right? I mean, that's why Bullock is preparing for Patrick Mahomes. If the guy's practicing fully, speaking of 95%, I can't remember the last time a guy was practicing fully and then didn't play in the game. So you have to think that Mahomes will be playing. The guy is Gumby.
And the Cardinals, they signed Budda Baker to a 3-year, $54 million extension with $30 million of that guaranteed.
Absolutely love him as a player. I've done 2 Cardinals games this year for CBS, so I've talked with Budda before both of those games. Huge fan of him as a person, as a player. He's only 5'10", a $195, and yet the way he's able to fly around the field. I mean, he had 18 tackles a couple weeks ago against Seattle. I call him the cerebral savage because he's got unbelievable instincts, and then when he engages those instincts, he gets there in a hurry with bad intentions. Love him.
Injury notes: Dolphins, they place Grant DuBose on IR, and the Lions, they lose Lee McNeil to a torn ACL. Carlton Davis is out 6 weeks with a fractured jaw, and running back David Montgomery does not go on IR.
That's probably the most interesting aspect of that Montgomery's not going on IR yet. McNeil done. Carlton Davis, he went on IR, although I guess he could theoretically come back from it. We'll see what happens with Montgomery. And DuBose is the receiver we were talking with Calen about. No surprise he goes on IR. I was trying to read up for more updates. I think he might still be in Houston. I haven't seen anything about him being transferred to Miami yet. So still looking for more positive information about Grant. I think we're done here.
Thanks for tuning in to the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. Make sure to also check out Even Money, Fantasy Feast, and College Draft, all on the DraftKings Network on Samsung TV Plus, YouTube, or subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platform.
Shout out myfrontpagestory.com. We are 1 week from Christmas. I believe it's the best gift you could ever give a loved one. Huge fan. myfrontpagestory.com. myfrontpagestory.com. Backofficescheduler.com. humanheadnyc.com. Sporticulture.